All right, hello again, everyone. It's Dima Khoury with Compass in Burlingame. Today is December 12th, and I'm back to bring you more information about the real estate market in San Francisco and how was the activity during the last week. And I will give you some more information about the predictions for 2021 and what's the conversation with regards to the foreclosure market. We're still experiencing kind of low inventory in San Francisco for the single family homes. There are properties are selling faster. And for the condos, we do have a good number of properties on the market, and we're going to see that property values for the condominiums in San Francisco is going down. There is more supply than demand. And this is a great time for a buyer to go on the market in San Francisco if they're looking for a condo to buy now due to the lower property values and the low interest rates. So it's such a great time. And let me share my screen and show you some information about the predictions on next year's market. So when this chart shows us that the impact of a monthly housing inventory on home values or home prices. So when there is low inventory, when there is less than 6 months inventory, then it is a seller's market, and there will always be a multiple offer situation, and buyers will always need to come in with very strong offers in order to win a bidding war. Now, when there is 6 to 7 months of inventory, it's kind of a neutral market, and this is actually the numbers that I always talk about, which is whether it's a buyer's market or a seller's market, and the absorption rate, and that we always mention. And anything above 7, it's a big time a buyer's market where there is way more supply than demand, and the buyer starts negotiating property values down. Now, and this is going back to this. So we are still, although we do have a good number of properties, condos on the market, yet we will still see that it's still a seller's market, and property values are going slightly down, but it's still a seller's market. Now, for the home price forecast and that's the U.S. stats. So for the 12 for this and the forecast for 12 months, and property values are expected to increase 5.9% as per Zellman. HPEC, they're expecting 3.7%, and CoreLogic are forecasting almost 2% of property values increasing. And for 2021 forecast, the Realtor.com, they're expecting or forecasting 5.7, and NAR 4.5%, and Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, they're 2.6 and 2.1, and the Mortgage Bankers Association, they're expecting 2%. So we can see that in general, the forecasts are all going up and expecting that property values to continue to grow. Now, and with regards to the foreclosures, as per the chief economist at NAR, any foreclosure increases will likely be quickly absorbed by the market. It will not lead to any price decline. And this also reflects what kind of market we're in, and how solid is the real estate market, and it is. Now, let's look at the numbers and the activity in San Francisco and how many properties came on the market. So we can see that during this month and the second week of December, we can see a drop in the number of properties that are coming on the market. So that last week we had 66 in total number of properties that came on the market. 39 of them were condominiums, while the previous week, the week before, last week of November, we had or sorry, first week of December, we had 102 properties that came on the market, and last week it was 66. So we can see there is a drop of, I would say, 35% in terms of number of properties coming on the market. Now, the number of properties that went pending, it's slightly the same. So we had 156 properties that went in contract, and 95 of them are condominiums. And the number of properties that sold or closed escrow were 100 properties, and 54 of them were condominiums. And this number also dropped, I would say, 30% in comparison to week 1 of December. Now, the number of properties that came off market, or this also dropped 35%. So the total number of properties that came off market were 102, and 76 of them were condominiums. Now, looking at the absorption rate, which is the chart that I showed you, we can still see that for the single family homes and condominiums, we're at low absorption rates. So for the single family homes, we're at 1 month. So properties need 1 month to sell. And for the condominiums, it needs 2 months and almost 10 days to sell. So these there is a difference between the real estate, the single family homes and the condominiums. The single family homes are selling faster, and we're going to see some charts now showing us that. And the condominiums are still selling, but at a lower rate in comparison to the total number of properties that are coming on the market. And yet we are still in a very much seller's market for both the condominiums and the single family homes. Now let me share my screen and show you the charts. So this chart shows us that there is, as I mentioned, there is a drop in number of properties that are coming on the market. And this drop started in as of November 23rd, and moving forward, we can see that it's obvious that the number of properties coming on the market is lower. Now, looking at the property values and the median sale price, and comparing condominiums versus single family homes. So we can see that the studios and 1 bedroom, and this is a 3-year comparison. We can see that the condo market for the studios and and 1 bedroom condos, it's going down. So we're almost at property values are slightly lower than where we were in 2018. So again, this is a big call for buyers who are in the market or thinking or planning of buying a condo or a 1 bedroom or a studio in the next few months. So this is great news for them, that property values are going down slightly. And with the low interest rates, it's such a great purchase. The purchase power is super high. Now, for the 2 bedrooms, we can see there is a drop in comparison to 2019 and 2018. So again, 2 bedrooms is also a good market to buy. For the 3 bedrooms, there is a drop in the property values in the condos. It's lower than 2019, yet it's slightly still higher than 2018. Now, for the homes or the single family homes, we can see that the trend is still up. It's not as, like, the percentage of property value increase is not as high as it was between 2018 and 19, yet it's still growing at a slower rate. Now, looking at the volume of sales for the luxury market for both single family homes and condos, and we're talking about 2 million plus for the condominiums and 3 million plus for the single family homes. So we can see that there is more in today's market this month and late November. We can see that the number of condominiums that are selling is higher than the single family homes. And this shows that there is definitely more supply in the condo market. And early in October and late September, they were going opposite ways. So the number of condos single family homes were selling more than the number of condominiums. Yet now, the number of condos has surpassed. So we can see there is fluctuation. Sometimes they're going together in parallel, yet other times they're going opposite ways. And looking at the general condo market versus the single family home market, so it's just the same. I think we looked at this chart late October, and we were at this a level. So they were both going up, the number of, in terms of number of properties selling, and now we can see that they're going opposite directions. So number of condos are selling more than single family homes, and that just makes sense because the number of properties that are going on the market for condos, it's way higher. That's more than double than the number of properties that are going on the market for single family homes. Now, looking at the properties that are accepting offers, and this is percentage wise, so we can see that the percentage of properties that are selling, um, from the number of the properties that are going on the market, it's definitely higher for single family homes. Although the total number of, from the total number of properties that are going on the market for the condominiums, the number of properties that are going in contract is lower. So we can see that the condo market is dominant in San Francisco in terms of number of sales, yet the performance of the single family homes in comparison to how many properties going on the market, the performance of the single family homes is it's better, it's stronger, and property values are still going up for the single family homes, and condominiums it's going slightly lower. So I hope this information was helpful for you. I hope it answers some of your questions, whether it's a good time to go on the market, whether it's a good time to sell my property, whether it's a single family home or a condo, and whether it's a good market to buy or not. And in San Francisco, the market is different among different districts in different areas. So if you would like more detailed information about your certain area, neighborhood, or district, I'll definitely be more than happy to provide you with more information. I'll leave you now to enjoy your Saturday. Please be safe, and we'll see you next week.